Charlotte.
Nine?
Ooh.
Oof.
Yikes.
Oof.
Hmm. Hey, James. See, I'm noticing something here. You don't have Matt Wagner listed as a member of your team.
I look at the fucking admin chat. I told you guys. Jesus, it's like he never fucking listens to me. I'm apparently.
I love how there's
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
So once again, we'll say welcome everybody here to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Sorry about that. Had to change up the audio settings a little bit over here. Qualifications underway for the Sprint Car Cup. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It's a pleasure to have you joining us here. Wayne Hutchison going to go second quick. Good lap so far for Wayne. 28 seconds flat. Ryan Steele wrapping up lap number 2. His second lap as good as Hutchison's first lap. First lap just a little bit faster. 27.98 seconds on the stopwatch for Ryan Steele. He'll be your quick timer. New quick time off the board. Wayne Hutchison, 27.96 seconds. Derek Love, Mike McConville, Dan Smith, currently your top 5. New quick time to the top of the board. 27.92 for Jeffrey Stanton. Time's going to be coming in hot and heavy. New quick time, top of the board. 27.91 Thomas Lewandowski. They will do this all night long out here at New Hampshire. Manuel Paredes moves up into the 5th position after lap number 1 at a 28.01 second effort there. Also on the racetrack, Pablo Donoso and Brandon Buckberger. Lap number 2 on the board for Jeffrey Stanton, identical to his first lap. Brandon Buckberger's first lap going to score a 28.12 second lap. That's only going to be good enough for now 12th on the grid. See what Buckberger is going to be able to do here at the end of lap number 2. New quick time. Nate Ranke jumps to the top of the charts, 27.89. Buckberger completes his run. It's only going to be good for 13th quick. Here's Pablo Donoso making his way off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Lap number 1 for Pablo, all the way back in the 19th position. See what lap number 2 is going to be here as he heads down the front straightaway. 28-29. He goes faster, but does not improve his position. Cristobal Valenzuela going to be one of the last cars to set a time here in the number 21 machine. Almost got the outside retaining wall off of turn number 2. As we get ready to wrap up qualifications, I want to thank everybody who's tuned in on Twitch and YouTube here this evening. Thank you very much for spending your Monday evening here with us. This is round number 6. It'll be cross flags halfway home. 2021 Season 3 for the Silver Crown cars. Now out onto the racetrack. Not a lot of time here. Mitch Dranowski in the number, well, he's the number 3 on the racetrack, but he'll be the number 9 in timing and scoring. Best Pro Shops on the side of that one, as is Mobile One. He's going to come around to complete his first lap after some pretty lengthy time in the pit area here. Let's see what Mitch is going to be able to do with lap number 2 as we're down to about 15 seconds remaining. Should be plenty enough time here for Dranowski to get the lap in. Tonight's race is going to be 80 laps in distance around this 1 mile oval. Caution laps do count here in the Silver Crown Series. 1 green-white checker, and there's the flag. Dranowski does not get the lap in the books, unfortunately. So as we start to see the cars make their way into the starting grid, let's get you the starting lineup for tonight's race. Nate Ranke and Thomas Lewandowski will make up the front row, just 24 thousandths of a second separating those two cars in qualifications. Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison on row number 2. Ryan Steele and the first of our friends south of the equator, Manuel Paredes out of Chile, will line up in row number 3. Derek Love, Mike McConville on row 4. Dan Smith, Brian Elmore in row number 5. Gonzalo Munoz and Cristobal Valenzuela in row number 6. Row 7 will have Laura Gerhardt and Brandon Buckberger. Row 8, Timothy Watson and John Andrade. Row 9, Rodrigo Munoz and James Watson. Joe Gauthier, Pablo Donoso in row number 10. Row 11, Brandon McCreary and Tommy Toe. All alone back there in row number 12, Mitch Dranowski. See, we get a quick word in here with James Watson just coming off a race in the DXS series. Now he's going to jump into the Silver Crown cars. And I tell you what, James, this is an absolutely massive field here this evening. A lot of good contending cars in this one.
I know, I'm a little scared. It's been a while since we had a field this great. And with it being such a tight track, I'm a little terrified about what's going to go on. I'm just hoping that there's a lot of death, and I'm not in it because Daddy needs some iRacing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, James. It looks like we are going to get ready to go here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 pace laps here, but keep an eye at the front of the field. Nate Ranke, Thomas Lewandowski, Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison, Ryan Steele, Manuel Paredes, Derek Love, Mike McConville, Dan Smith, Brian Elmore, your top 10. All names very familiar here on these National Racing Network broadcasts. Pace car is coming in, and as always, race fans, the start of this one is going to be all yours. They're going to get 1 lap in the books cleanly, and we will be underway here. Still 79 more to go. Nate Ranke able to grab the early race lead. Trouble on the racetrack for Mitch Dranowski. He is going to be at the back of the pack here. Keeping an eye on this battle for the 4th position. Really going to be the fight for 5th. Wayne Hutchison, Manuel Paredes is going to be the 2 closest cars here at the front of the field. As always, weather conditions going to play a big part in how this race shakes out. Take a look at what we're seeing right now. Ambient temperature is 77 degrees. Winds out of the west-northwest at 5 miles an hour, 94-degree track temp. So going to be a little bit slick for these drivers. You can see them already getting up the racetrack. They were talking before the race about how the inside lane was going to be instant carnage. And you can't really get too far up on the outside lane here. You got to kind of make those middle 2 grooves or so work. Everybody pretty much single file back through the field here. Take a look at Derek Love, Manuel Paredes. That's a pretty good fight here at the battle for the 6th position. Go on board with Manuel Paredes. You can hear how far off the throttle they are. They never really get completely wound up around here. Very ginger on corner exit as well. That will continue throughout the race. In fact, it's going to become even more critical as the race goes on, because no matter what way you look at it, the car's going to get tail happy here. So we slide up to the front of the field. See our buddy Gecko checking in the comments. Hey, what's going on, brother? Hope you are having a fantastic Monday night. 7 laps already in the books here. Ryan Steele holds the lead over Nate Ranke. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on that pass for the lead. Ranke slides up the racetrack just a little bit. Got it up towards the safer barrier in turns 3 and 4. Allowed Steele to come through pretty darn cleanly. Manuel Paredes, Derek Love going to continue their fight. Also, Thomas Lewandowski and Wayne Hutchison just ahead of them. Lewandowski carrying the number 1 plate tonight here is the driver with the highest I rating. Check out that field. All upper A-class licenses. I ratings upwards of 2,500 and an average probably in the 4,000 range or so. Paredes and Love going to keep going side by side. Top 3 are checking out. This is putting a lot of wear and tear on the tires early on here. Paredes is going to hold it down to the inside of Love through 3 and 4. Now Love going to be able to clear Paredes, and he's trying to go to work on Wayne Hutchison. Up to the outside, already 11 laps in the books. Lewandowski, Hutchison, and Love in the battle for the 4th position. All of them are outside of the podium positions here. Oh man, Pablo Donoso almost got a big chunk of the outside safer barrier on the exit of turn number 2. We were hearing that the tires were going to start falling off about 5 laps in. And obviously we are well past that point here. The problem for these drivers is they've got to make that set of tires basically last all 80 laps. You could theoretically pit under caution, but I don't know that you're going to get enough benefit to catch yourself back up to the front of the field. As Hutchison down to the inside of Lewandowski in 3 and 4. Love trying to follow him through that open door. They'll take the drag race down the front straightaway. Hutchison had the spot at the line. This is an absolutely fantastic battle here from 4th on back through about 7th or 8th position here is Manuel Paredes, Brandon Buckberger going to be fighting for that 7th position as Hutchison and Love are going to battle for 5th. And it seems like everybody potentially caught up behind Thomas Lewandowski. That car really's got a pretty big push to it. Little tag slapper off of turn number 2. Hutchison and Buckberger down to the inside lane still. They're making that lane work, but you wonder how much damage it's doing to their tires and how much are they going to have left late in the race here. So far, only car out of the race, 23rd place, Mitch Dranowski, completing a tick over 1 lap. Everybody else is on the racetrack and on the lead lap. 22nd running Tommy Toe is about half a racetrack behind the 3 race leaders. They've opened up a gap of about 3 seconds here, and we'll show it to you. They're single file. Not a lot of movement going on there, but this is hot and heavy. Oh, man, big slide off the corner for Lewandowski. He's already lost 4th to Derek Love. Manuel Paredes trying to get to his inside off of corner number 4. What a fantastic race this has been so far. Looks like Lewandowski was not holding up this line of cars much because 4th place running Derek Love has not opened the gap real big on that number 1 machine. Buckberger down to the inside of Paredes. That fight ongoing for the 6th position as they come off at 2. Next time by the flag stand, it will be 25% distance for race leader Ryan Steele. Knocking on wood here, we are still caution free to this point. Buckberger gets down to the inside of Lewandowski into 3. Not seeing the brakes heating up a lot just yet. Drivers do have the ability to do some pretty substantial lift and coast on corner entry. There you see the top 3 still single file. Ryan Steele, Nate Ranke, Jeffrey Stanton at the 25% mark. Derek Love, Brandon Buckberger completing your top 5. Thomas Lewandowski, Manuel Paredes, Wayne Hutchison, Pablo Donoso, and Mike McConville inside the top 10. Donoso, that yellow number 8 Cristal entry. McConville down to the inside. The Texaco Haviland, a little bit of a throwback to the Davey Allison schemes of the late 1980s. Dan Smith also in that fight as well. Smith running up to the outside. Pick up this fight once again between Thomas Lewandowski, Manuel Paredes, Wayne Hutchison. Hutchison trying to get to the inside of the 6 as Paredes tries to get to the inside of the 1. Battle for the second position, making its way off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Jeffrey Stanton to the outside, Nate Ranke down to the inside. Looks like Stanton's finding some grip, especially there on corner exit. Able to keep that car wound up. He will claim second and set sail looking for race leader Ryan Steele. This battle has settled back in. One that has not is Brandon Buckberger and Derek Love battling for 4th and 5th. Pretty good fight deep in the field here as well. Let's pick this one up. Going to be Rodrigo Munoz and Laura Gerhardt. This is the fight for the 15th position, and pretty good gaggle of cars just ahead of them as well. Race leaders have an almost 5-second gap back to 5th or 4th place running Brandon Buckberger. Everybody else is within a couple of tenths of each other. Dan Smith had a peek inside of Pablo Donoso looking towards turn number 1. Race leaders making their way off at turn number 4. How about it, race fans? Let's give you a chance to crank it up. Actually, we'll hold off on that. This fight for the lead now has 3 cars within a tenth of a second. Jeffrey Stanton, slide job, turn 3. He's going to have to back out of it. Grips it back up down the bottom, tries to get the drive off the corner. Will not be enough down the front straightaway. Ryan Steele holding on to the race lead as we work lap number 30. Stanton all the way down to the apron trying to make that inside lane work. Nate Ranke right there in this fight as well. Let's go on board here with Ranke, see what he's going to see out the open front of that number 10. Jeffrey Stanton down to his inside. Stanton falls back into the 4th position, so since they've settled down, now we'll give you a chance here to crank it up. Lap 34 going up on the scoreboard. Let's get you your early results here. Oh, well, maybe not. Looks like maybe a connection issue here for Brandon Buckberger. What a heartbreaker for Buckberger, trying to see what may have happened there. Yeah, he's now being shown off the race course. Buckberger inside the top 5. Unfortunately, that is not where he's going to finish the race this evening. So Ryan Steele, Nate Ranke, Jeffrey Stanton still going to be your top 3 as we approach the halfway point. Battle for 4th is now Manuel Paredes and Derek Love. Just back behind that fight is 6th place running Wayne Hutchison, along with Thomas Lewandowski and Pablo Donoso, fighting back through the 8th position. Got to go a little further back to pick up Mike McConville, who runs in 9th. Trailed a couple of car lengths back by Dan Smith, Brian Elmore, Cristobal Valenzuela, Gonzalo Munoz, Rodrigo Munoz, and Laura Gerhardt. Lewandowski and Donoso continuing this fight for 7th in what has been a fantastic race to this point. Things have started to settle down, but the gaps are not going to increase a ton because everybody's burning off fuel at about the same rate here. That's when the back ends of these cars really start to get loose and, well, finicky, I guess is one way to say it. Donoso down to the inside of Lewandowski. They're going to continue this side-by-side fight. We are multiple laps into this battle now. Donoso going to be haired just a tick as they get into 3. Mike McConville coming up to join the party here. Very long straightaways, long corners as well here at New Hampshire. The track's only a mile long, but it drives longer than that. Cars do punch a pretty massive hole in the air, so you'll get at least a little bit of drafting help. The problem is you got to get all that speed woed up on corner entry. Lewandowski's still running that outside line to perfection, able to keep Donoso, McConville, and Smith behind him. Jeffrey Stanton looks down to the inside, has to grab a little bit of binders, but able to quickly grab the throttle again off the corner. Cross flags at the start-finish line. Your race lead separated by 1/4 of a car length. Big slide job in 1 and 2. Stanton all the way down to the apron, tried to get himself the outside, the preferred lane, and he may have done just that. Ryan Steele now going to be forced to run the inside. Stanton washes up the racetrack. Man, you just get the car so wound up on the outside, though. Jeffrey Stanton going to be your race leader here at the halfway point. Looked like it may have been trouble, actually, for Brandon Buckberger. Take a look, see if we can see what happened here on the Hot Shoe Race for Instant Replay. Yeah, he just flat disappeared, so it was a connection issue for Buckberger. He's back out on the racetrack, but about 7 laps down, actually almost 10 laps down, to your race leader, Jeffrey Stanton, Nate Ranke, and Ryan Steele running as the top 3. Steele losing a little bit of ground to those top 2. Makes it up down the back straightaway. Battle for the lead heats up. Ranky looking tight to the inside off a 4. Stanton keeps it wound up, and Ranky may be in jeopardy of losing that second position to Ryan Steele. And this fight happening about 5 seconds ahead of 4th place Manuel Paredes. I think some of these cars from about 4th on back really hoping for a caution flag. Paredes and Love have separated themselves out from Wayne Hutchison and Pablo Donoso. 1 and 2 seconds respectively separating 4th through 7th. Seeing Brandon Buckberger back in the pit area. So tough break there for the number 2. He's going to be down 8 spots from where he started this race. Not a ton of change throughout the field, actually. Few +3s, +4s, few -3s, -4s. Kind of normal stuff here, but give the shout to Pablo Donoso, up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag. Donoso, one of the most aggressive drivers here in the series. Give us a shout in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We try to make this as interactive as possible. If you send a super chat, it's just about guaranteed to get yourself and your comments on the air. Also want to remind everybody that memberships are now available on the YouTube channel. Start at $2.99 a month. Less than a cup of coffee helps support the work of the National Racing Network in a very big way. And we greatly appreciate everybody who's come on board. So we released that, I guess, about a week or so ago. Slide back up to the front of the field. Still Stanton, Ranky, and Steele, but they are in line, playing nicely for now. Something tells me it's not going to finish that way. So they're putting lap number 50 up on the scoreboard. 50 laps and 26 minutes on the clock. This race going by in a massive hurry. Big move by Ranky. He's going to try that little bit of a slider into 3 and 4. Gets himself up on the outside of the racetrack. Ryan Steele not able to capitalize. Lap traffic will come into play here. Tommy Toe will be the first car to go a lap down. Also seeing James Watson being scored a lap down as well here. So the first car 1 lap down, currently James Watson. Next up is going to be Tommy Toe as he gets up to the outside. Leaders come through cleanly. Ranky down to the inside. They both get a good drive off the corner, just a little bit more momentum up top. For Jeffrey Stanton, Ranky going to try that big move again. You really, I mean, it's like a true dirt track slide job. You've really got to dive the car off into the corner. Ranky and Stanton almost making contact off at turn number 4. Stanton has a spot at the line by 2/100ths of a second. I want to remind everybody what we have coming up this week here on the National Racing Network. Tomorrow night, going to be a doubleheader. The sprint cars will be in action right here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for a 30-lap feature. We'll follow that up with round number 11 of the TNT Carolina SimWorks Series. That will be a twin bill of feature races from Phoenix. Wednesday night, you do not want to miss the high side hustle. We'll spoil the guys' thunder a little bit here and make the announcement. They've been teasing it on social media, but Tim Clausen, co-owner of Clausen Marshall Racing and The man whose driver Tyler Courtney picked up $175,000 as the winner of King's Royal number 38. King Sunshine, the 38th, is what they're calling him now. A fantastic conversation with Tim Clausen, father of the late Brian Clausen, BC, one of the best to ever sit inside of a sprint car. Very successful in the Silver Crowns as well. Check that one out, 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Thursday night, another doubleheader of iRacing action, this time the Ezra IndyCar Series and the Indy Pro 2000 Series. Followed up Friday night, Real World Racing, possibly this week. We'll see. And then it will be on Saturday, starting at 12 noon, the TNT Special Events Series running Brismans, a 3-hour team driving multi-class dumpster fire. We'll be doing a live on-location broadcast for that one. We'll give you some more details as the week rolls on here. But working lap number 57, Nate Ranke, Jeffrey Stanton, Ryan Steele still at the front of the field. And the gap's holding pretty steady at about 6 seconds back to Manuel Paredes, who has about a 1 second gap over Derek Love, who runs in the 5th position. Wayne Hutchison just back behind Love in 6th. Then we got to go another 4.5 seconds to find Pablo Donoso, who runs in the 7th position. Thomas Lewandowski and Dan Smith going to be just back behind them. And this is a good battle of race cars shaping up just behind these guys. Starts with a 16 of Brian Elmore, Cristobal Valenzuela in the 21, Rodrigo Munoz, Laura Gerhardt, and Mike McConville. I can't believe we're going to be down to just 20 laps to go here in a moment. So since we're getting down late in the race here, what do you think, race fans? One more chance here. Grab the remotes. The announcer will be quiet for a minute. You all can crank it up. Working lap number 62, Derek Love, Wayne Hutchison battling for the 5th position. A little bit further back behind them, this fantastic battle. The 1 of Lewandowski. Oh, trouble for the 5 of Donoso, and he gets absolutely drilled by Laura Gerhardt. Caution flag is out. Caution number 1 of this race coming on lap number 63. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. Keep your eye on that yellow number 5 of Pablo Donoso battling tight 4 position. Oh, and he got a bunch of help. Dan Smith getting a piece of the action in that one as well. Here's the 47 of Smith. Brakes just did not want to work. He goes around. Several cars going to get collected. Laura Gerhardt with basically nowhere to go here. Dan Smith having to take the tow, as did Pablo Donoso. See, we can't get a word here with our race leader. And Nate, that car looks pretty darn good here. You've had a great battle with Jeffrey and Ryan so far. What's going to be the trick to staying up front now?
Gonna have to nail the restart. Them boys are fast.
Yeah, well, all three of you have been very quick. I mean, the lead was upwards of 6 or 7 seconds over fourth place running Manuel Paredes. What's been the secret here, I guess? Is it a little bit of setup, or is it all just right foot control at this point?
Set up early, probably right foot the last about 10 laps here when I took the lead. That's why I didn't like that caution. I didn't want it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were yelling slide job up here in the booth, because is that what it feels like? I mean, you're diving the car off big time down to the inside and just trying to slide up and take the outside lane by force, it feels like.
Yeah, that's just it. It's tough to pass on the bottom straight up, so you kind of got to slide them or else wear them out.
Well, fantastic drive so far tonight. We're looking forward to seeing the rest of this one here. Good luck the rest of the way, Nate. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So there you go. There's Nate Ranke, your race leader. And, yeah, he did not want to see the caution because it's basically going to bring everybody else up into the mix here as we see James Watson heading to the bottom of the racetrack. Lap cars head to the back at the 2-to-go signal. Restarts are single file. You cannot pass to the inside until you cross the start-finish line. However, a well-timed restart and pass is all but guaranteed to involve the slide job into turn 1. There is the Whiskey River Hellman's Mayonnaise, number 10 of Nate Ranke, running in the second position. Carrying the number 3 tonight is Jeffrey Stanton. Fourth belongs to Ryan Steele. Fifth, Manuel Paredes in the Lattice, number 6. And I'm going to screw the sponsor up here. Stateside Customs, number 8 of Derek Love runs in the 5th position. 7th is the Dog Bear, number 7 of Wayne Hutchison. 8th belongs to the 1 of Thomas Lewandowski. Now in the 8th position, the 16 of Brian Elmore. Cristobal Valenzuela's got a pretty jacked up front end on that number 21 machine. That will not be good for the Aero. Although the same can be said of Rodrigo Munoz, who runs in the 10th position. 11th, Mike McConville in the Texaco Haviland, number 11. Just back behind McConville, restarting in 12th, will be Gonzalo Munoz. Munoz driving that red, yellow, and black machine. Joe Gother in the 13th position. Jeg sponsorship on the side of that one. Brandon McCreary runs 14th, and Timothy Watson in the 15th position. Pace car is in off at turn number 4. Green flag's going to go in the air. Fantastic restart for Nate Ranke. He bottled the field up in a big way. Now Jeffrey Stanton's going to have to deal with Ryan Steele first. Big bobble there out of Stanton off the exit at turn number 2. "68 laps are in the books here. Top, well, we'll say 6-7 cars, all single file, will head back here. Pick up the fight a little bit deeper in the field, and these battles are good ones. Brandon McCreary, Mike McConville, Gonzalo Munoz, Timothy Watson. This is all fighting from 10th through back about 16th position. This is really what the leaders don't want to have going on. Tight, close quarters racing, little bit of contact, another caution flag flies, and all of a sudden somebody is in a world of hurt. Hugo Morales checking in, saying go Paredes. Manuel currently running in the 4th position. He's not too far back at third place running Ryan Steele. We'll call it about a second or so. As we're down to 10 laps remaining here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Ranky, Stanton, and Steele still your top three, as they've been throughout the night here. And caution flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack for Gonzalo Munoz. Nate Ranky is going to have to endure another restart. See if we can get a look and see what happened here. Keep your eye on that red car, yellow and black trim, maybe a little bit of contact off the corner. Oh, just clips enough of the grass. Oh, and he gets drilled by James Watson. Absolutely nowhere to go for James Watson in that one. Get you a look at the onboard here from James Watson's car. He saw it coming, but unfortunately, that number 39 turned into a launch pad. Chad Irvine checking into the comments saying, let's go James Watson. Commentators curse on you tonight, Mr. Irvine. Putting that Ricky Bobby evil on James Watson. Brandon Buckberger saying, nice broadcast tonight. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Give the video a like and a share. It's a totally free way to support our efforts. As looks like Pablo Donoso will be the lucky dog this time around. Let us know in the comments here. We're putting the poll up. Who is your pick to win tonight? Nate Ranky, Jeffrey Stanton, Ryan Steele? Or will it be the field? Who's going to have the checkered flag in their hands in just about 5 laps or so when we get back to green flag racing? Should see the lights go out on the iRacing safety car here this time by the start-finish line, and they will come back to a restart with 5 laps to go. Ranky letting a big gap out to the iRacing safety car. He wants to completely control when this restart happens, and he does it off of turn number 4. Green flag goes back in the air. Once again, a fantastic start for Nate Ranky. He'll be a race leader into turn number 1. Jeffrey Stanton trying to catch in. Is he going to have enough time? It'll be 4 to go next time by. Stanton also going to have to contend with Ryan Steele. Stanton slides up the racetrack. Steele thought about poking the nose down to the inside off of 4. Lives to fight another lap. And they are catching your race leader. This is now potentially where a caution flag might actually be a benefit to Nate Ranke. It seems like they can get close, but it takes them a few laps to get the cars wound up. And if you've only got a green-white checkered, not much you're going to be able to do about it. It'll be 2 to go next time by the start-finish line. Stanton sends it deep into turns 3 and 4. He makes it stick. It's going to be a 2-car length lead with 2 to go. Once again, just a fantastic race put on by the Silver Crowns. If you missed the finish of the Dallara Extreme Series race, go check that feed out. Absolute insanity at the end of that one, and we may see more of the same here. Race leaders off at turn number 4. White flag goes in the air. 1 lap to go for Nate Ranke. The lead's a quarter of a second over Jeffrey Stanton. Stanton drives it deep into 1 and 2. He closes the lead down. We'll call it a car length and a half off of turn number 2. Stanton's going to have to go hero or zero if he's going to even have a shot at the win, and discretion the better part of valor here. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag goes in the air. Nate Ranke picks up the win here in the iRacing Silver Crown Cup Official Series over Jeffrey Stanton, Ryan Steele, Manuel Paredes, and Derek Love. What a race we had here tonight. Battles throughout the field. Let's get you your race results. Quarter of a second, the margin of victory for Nate Ranke over Jeffrey Stanton, Ryan Steele, Manuel Paredes, Derek Love, your top 5. Wayne Hutchison, Thomas Lewandowski, Brian Elmore, Cristobal Valenzuela, and Rodrigo Munoz complete the top 10. Mike McConville, Joe Gauthier, Brandon McCreary, Timothy Watson, Tommy Toe back through the 15th position. 16th, John Andrade, Laura Gerhardt in 17th. Pablo Donoso, the first car, 1 lap down. In 18th, 19th belongs to James Watson. 20th, Gonzalo Munoz. 21st, Dan Smith. 22nd, Brandon Buckberger. And in the 23rd and final position tonight, the number 9 of Mitch Dranowski. Nate Ranke doing the Polish victory lap, saluting the fans here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Let's bring in your race winner tonight, Nate Ranke. And Nate, you were a little bit worried about the late restarts, but ultimately it didn't matter, man. You had that race in control at the front of the field. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. I didn't want to give up the lead to Steele there early, but he was better than me. Too much to block him. And then man, the 3 of us got going up there, Jeffrey and Steele and me, and that was a blast. We were running the living crap out of each other, but doing it as clean as we could. It was a lot of fun.
I was going to say, the race looked like fun, and I mean, I don't know how many of these Silver Crown races you run here at New Hampshire that you only get 1 or 2 cautions in, but this race took less than 45 minutes to complete. What's going through your head when you get that long green flag run of, 50-plus laps?
For me, it's keep going because I love long green runs. I suck on restarts. So my thing is controlling tire temperature. So I didn't want them. I didn't want to give anybody the relief.
Well, it was a fantastic drive tonight, a really impressive performance, and once again, congratulations on the win here tonight, bud. Who do you want to thank?
Thank you guys again, your whole crew, for putting this on. This is a ball. I want to thank the two guys that raced with me there, Jeffrey and Steele, man. We ran balls out, and I want to thank Wayne. I don't thank him enough. I always use his setups, and then I throw in a couple dashes of my flavor to him, and man, does it works. He's got a good baseline, and then I give it my flavor, and it really works.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Nate. We appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you again here over the next second half of the season. Let's pick up our second place finisher tonight here, Jeffrey Stanton. And Jeffrey, it was a heck of a run for you here tonight, ultimately about a quarter of a second short, but that looked like fun at the front of the field.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was struggling a little bit. Once I got the lead, I think I burnt my right front off doing the sliders there and trying to work that bottom, and just got tight on me. Got tight on throttle, so they were able to get right back by me here pretty soon after that. So I was just trying to adjust the car with the weight jacker a little bit, try to catch back up, and just those yellows hurt big time on my end.
I mean, I was saying it almost in a joking way, but they truly were slide jobs like you see on the dirt. Pitch the car way to the inside, carry too much speed, and try to take the outside lane by force away. Was that going to be really the only way you were going to get around Nate if he even got close enough late in this race?
I think I could have probably done something on the outside. It depends on how much, if he overdrove it in or not. He was driving in way deeper than what I was. I was trying to brake at the free marker going in on the corners, so.
Well,
I don't know. I think probably inside probably would have been the best bet, or trying to get that to work.
Well, it was a ton of fun to watch that show tonight. You guys were absolutely spectacular at the front of the field. Congratulations on the runner-up finish, and who do you want to thank?
Napa Auto Parts of Rockwell, North Carolina. Everyone else that supports me, y'all for broadcasting, and hope everyone watches the sprint car race tomorrow as well, because it should be a pretty good race.
I was going to say, that one's going to be a ton of fun here. If the crowns are good, the sprints are usually just as good, if not better. So thank you very much, Jeffrey. We appreciate it. Let's pick up our third place finisher tonight here, Mr. Ryan Steele. And the word fun has been used a ton in the two interviews we've done so far. What was it like from the cockpit of that number 4 machine tonight?
For me, it was a little bit stressful. I was in a position I didn't really like being in. I'm a worse driver when I'm leading the race. And so when I spent, I don't know how much of the race it was, maybe a half the race in the lead, I don't know. I perhaps maybe let the pressure get a little bit to me, and I might have been showing the other guys how to get around the track and showing my hand, because when I passed them, I'm like, what are you guys doing all the way up in that lane? There's not going to be any grip up there. And then I passed them. I would have rather stayed behind them, but I was actually worried that Buckberger was going to get through the field, and I didn't want to lose time to him. So I went and took the lead anyway, and then that wound up not mattering.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those nights where Brandon is pretty obviously going to use as a drop week, coming home in the 22nd position. You, on the other hand, had a very, very good points night here. We're only at the halfway point, but is it kind of where you're going to start thinking about points in a bigger way?
Oh, I've already been doing points thinking for some of these races, where even in this race, I was being a bit more careful than I might otherwise be, just because I'm like, I don't want to throw away points. Hell, last week, I wound up taking the car out the moment I decided. I was like, all right, it's time to go. And then I immediately crashed. I said it out loud, and I was still saying it when I hit the wall. So in this race, when I got past, I'm like, I'm not going to race that hard to get back to him, because if I do, I'm probably going to lose it off of one of these turns, because the car was too tight on entry and then too loose on exit, and there wasn't much I could do to fix that. So I just kind of sat behind them and hoped that they would battle each other, and then I could see if I could pick my way through there. But I think the cautions threw a wrench into that.
Well, it was a very fun watch for all of us here on the National Racing Network broadcast, and we thank you guys for putting on a fantastic show. And before we let you go here, who do you want to thank? Get all your thank yous and sponsor plugs out as well.
Well, as always, I have to thank Wayne. He makes the setup that I run every week, and if it weren't for him, I would not be able to even finish in the top half of the field probably for the series. So it's all to him.
Yeah, that's the second of our top three tonight that are crediting the Wayne Hutchison setup with their successes here. So thank you very much, Ryan. We appreciate the time. Looking forward to talking to you more. And with that, race fans, it is already time to wrap up our live coverage here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Coming up tomorrow night, the sprint cars are going to be back here for a 30-lap feature where caution laps do not count. And the lap times are not that much slower. This race could be over very, very quickly for the sprint cars tomorrow night. Coming up after that, it's a twin bill within a twin bill, because the TNT Carolina SimWorks Series heads to Phoenix for round number 11 of their championship. 225 lap features will be on the cards and a full field invert. So take the finishing results from race 1, completely invert them. You get your starting order for race number 2. That show is going to be absolutely spectacular. Coming up Wednesday night on the High Side Hustle, don't miss the interview that Bert and Adam are doing with Tim Clausen, owner of Clausen Marshall Racing, father of the late Brian Clausen, and the guy who builds the race cars for King Sunshine, the 38th, Tyler Courtney, winner of the 38th Kings Royal at Eldora Speedway this past weekend. But with that, we'll wrap things up here for everybody here at the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you with us this evening. We will talk to you soon. Have a great night, everybody.